Afternoon folks, welcome back. I'm here in the village of Dufton where I'm going to do the Teesdale Way. I believe this is the start of it and there's no way markers at the moment. It walks out of the village this way where it shares a path with the Pennine Way all the way up to Middleton-in-Teesdale. From there it splits off to its own route. Done quite a bit of research for this walk and I've got to say the Teesdale Way is overshadowed by the Pennine Way. There's no proper start points here apart from where I think is that water fountain there for it. It just shares its way to Middleton-in-Teesdale and then splits. What I'm going to be doing is documenting as best as I can, walking this route over 3 weekends. This one I'm doing Dufton to Barnard Castle, next one's Barnard Castle to Middleton 1 row, and the Middleton 1 row to Southgate. I've got about 35 miles to cover in 2 days. It's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I've got another 14 miles to walk because I've already walked 4 miles from Appleby. So without further ado, let's get going. Well, I'll tell you something, I wouldn't have known about this. This is also part recce for when I do the Pennine Way. That's the first point of interest, hike up Nick in 3.5 miles. As you can see, still no signage for the Teesdale Way. Well, nearing Hike Up Nick here on the Teesdale Way. This is Hike Up Gill. Looking back on the Vale. As I was walking up, I bumped into one couple. They didn't even know the Teesdale Way existed, and they live in the village of Dufton. So that goes to show you how cool this route is, and I'm here to show it's here. And that, yes, there is a Pennine Way, yes, there's a Pennine journey, but there's also the Teesdale Way, and that's Hike Up Nick. Well, I'm now at the head of Hike Up Nick, looking down Hike Up Gill. The waterfall, which is just about here, excuse my phone, I don't know what's wrong with it, just about there, that's getting blown backwards because of with the wind. Sorry about this, I don't know what's happened to my phone, but it's slowed itself down a bit. I'm heading up that way towards Cauldron Snout. And with this wind, I should be there in no time at all. I'm not going to stand here for longer because it's just nigh impossible to sustain it with the wind. Right, so here we are. This is the footbridge I've been looking for, where I need to cross Maesbeck. Maesbeck flows down that way and flows into the Tees. This is also where it rejoins the alternative route for the Pennine Way. I took the Hike Up Nick option, but there is another option further out, it takes you further out. So I'm going to cross this bridge and down, following Maze back towards Cauldron Snout. Not far from Cauldron Snout, got the MD firing range to my right. I'm on a path. Now when you look on the OS maps, this track is defined as just a path, not a like 2-3 metre wide track, which is very easy going after bog hopping from High Cup Nick. I'm going to have a quick little break at Cauldron Snout, and then I'm going to press on to where I'm going to be camping up tonight. Well, I'm now at the 8-mile point from Dufton. Quick recap: at 4 miles you've got a High Cup Nick after Dufton. At 8 miles you've got this Cauldron Snout and the River Tees. Behind us is Cowgate Reservoir. Current at the moment, it's 7 o'clock at the moment. I've probably got about 2 hours of daylight left to go. So I'm probably looking at 4 miles, maybe another 4 miles. If I get another 4 miles done, I'll be happy. I can then camp up. But for the time being, I'm just having a little break, taking in Mother Nature. Hello again. Well, it's just gone 10. I've pitched up. That's the River Tees in the darkness with the quarry up there. Just gonna brew on. Just gonna have a cup of coffee, have some peanut cookies, then I'm gonna get some sleep. I've done 18.4 miles since Appleby. This is the latest I've pitched up. I'm quite literally probably about a mile and a half from high force. See, I'm pitched up on the bank here. I wouldn't say the best pitch, but you know, I got it in and got it done. So get a brew on, get some cookies down me, and then I'm gonna get to sleep. Catch you in the morning. Good morning. And what a morning it is. It's drizzly, clouds down a bit, but I had a fantastic sleep. This is Bleedback Force flowing down into the River Tees. My tent is down there somewhere. I couldn't have asked for better. Yesterday I managed to walk 18.4 miles, which is an achievement for me, even though I did get pitched up about 10 o'clock last night. So practically I was walking the last mile and a half, 2 miles with the head torch on. But that's where I came from. That's where I'm going, behind that tree. I'm going to get myself packed up. I'm not going to make myself coffee straight away. Get myself packed up and whatnot. And I'm going to go get myself down. I want to see high force because we've had all this rain. So both sides will be going. Oh, and there's the quarry, just there. But yeah, my tent. Well, the phone can't pick it up, but I can see it in real life. My tent is just there somewhere. Oh, come on, pick it on this way. There you go, guys. So that's my tent. It's a Jack Wolfskin Gossamer. It's in the new colour, mountain green, and as I say, it blends in really well. apart from the Dyneema day globe guidelines, but otherwise no, blends really well. This is about the most sheltered spot I found for it. It worked, and yes, this is how close I was to the riverbank. But yes, down that way today. I've got to get to Middleton-in-Teesdale. I need to do some catch-up calls. Probably might spend an hour there, see if I can find a cafe open, and then I'm going to press on to Barnard Castle. So I'll bring you back when I get to High Force. So there we go, folks. All packed up, left no trace, just some flattened grass. You can see where I parked myself. I'm glad I didn't rush. I had a cup of coffee, had the sarnie which I got yesterday. Because of this glorious sunrise over the River Tees. So I'll make my way now down to Middleton-in-Teesdale. Probably about 4 miles maybe. That's where I came from, and that's where I'm going. River Tees now on my left side. I'm now following the path here to Middleton-in-Teesdale. So far, the path from where I was camped is well defined, easy going, no sunken flagstones, no broken boardwalks, just endless good path. So I'm able to get speed on. There you have it, folks. I'm now coming towards, or coming to the end of this section where I leave the popular Pennine Way walk, Pennine Journey walk. I cross over this bridge, and over there should be a signpost for the Teesdale Way, and the first proper signpost for it. Here we go, folks. There we go. The first actual signpost for the Teesdale Way with a dipper. I'm laughing that it's pointing Teesdale Way back across the bridge, but when you go across the bridge there's no signpost for it. But anywho, Eggleston, 4 miles. I've got about 10-11 miles left to walk to Barnard Castle, so it's not that far now. So I'll bring you back when I get to something interesting. Bye for now. Nearly in Eggleston. I've got to say, since leaving Middleton-in-Teesdale, the signposting for Teesdale Way has been fantastic. Compare it to the Pennine Way one, Teesdale Way is much better signed. And you got to think, there's no actual official map for this route, just marked on OS maps. So down this track I go, and then I'll be in Eggleston. When you come out of Eggleston, which is just down there, you come up this hill, you come up to that crossing, and you go down here. Just be careful, this is a busy main road, but this is the way the Teesdale Way is. The pub in Eggleston wasn't really open, so I'm going to have a look at the tea room gift shop in Eggleston Hall Gardens. Well, quick pit stop at the Eggleston Gardens Cafe. I'm now back en route. People are just driving past this. There's 2 waterfalls just right next door to this road. But more importantly, this is where the route splits. They're both equidistant to Barnard Castle, but both take a different path down the Tees. The one coming up here before the bridge, this one more goes through farmland and whatnot. Eventually comes back down the river a bit later on. So that one there, Cofferstone, 2.5 miles. But the one I'm taking is across this bridge that takes you to Rommelkirk and takes you on the more scenic route alongside the Tees. I first got to navigate across this bridge because it's narrow and there's no footpath. This is going to be fun. I'm now back walking alongside the River Tees. The pathing for the Teesdale Way is so far alright. Middleton to Leechworth caravan site, you got good track. After Leechworth caravan site towards Eggleston, you've got a few up and downs on slippery steps across a couple of burns, then through farmers' fields where the route's been diverted, then across busy main road onto a back road, onto a disused road, past the caravan park. It then goes through somebody's back garden. Then it joins onto another field where it ends up on another dead-end road where it comes back out another main road. From there you turn in the village itself where you follow the road down to the main road again, which you crossed earlier, to then follow it to go past Eggleston Hall Garden. And then once past there you get down to the bridge where you have the two route options. One direct to Cofferstone. This one, which I'm on now, is via Rommelkirk. So far the pattern for this, again, being farmers' fields, through the village centre, through a quiet, well pathed track, through another couple of fields, and now into this wooded area, where at the moment the path is a bit slippery, a little bit muddy, a bit challenging, so you gotta have a wit about you. But anywho, I'm on the last section of this part. I shouldn't have believed the local when he says, yeah, it's flat. No, it wasn't. Foothills of the Andes come to mind. But anywho, I'm back alongside the River Tees. I'm near enough at Barnard Castle, so a lovely woodland finish. Well, I'm here in Barnard Castle. This is the end point of part 1 of the Teesdale Way. Part 2 will be coming soon. It's 35 miles covered in 2 days. Appleby to Dufton, Dufton to Middleton-in-Teesdale, Middleton-in-Teesdale to Barnard Castle. So for now, I'm going to get something to drink, food, and get the bus home. Bye for now.